due to
Every
connection
time
problem.
I see that you are coming late.
No, sir, I am coming, sir. So, good morning, all of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All of you, welcome to this webinar. Today's webinar. So today's is the different topic other than the technical and implications of National Education Policy 2020 for higher education in India by Dr. B. Viswanath Raj garu. Welcome, sir, for the seminar. And also I welcome today's chief guest Govardhan garu for this today's webinar. And today's webinar is our 55th webinar and 33rd knowledge session of IEK Hyderabad Center. And once again, welcome all of you for this today's webinar session. And I request Rambabu garu, K. Sitaramu garu, Vice Chairman, to give the welcome address.
Sir, it's my fortunate to be with you all, sir, and addressing the welcome address. Since the chairman is busy, sir, it's my privilege, as I said. There are a lot of big dignitaries have joined. I thank one and all for all big dignitaries who are a part of this webinar, sir. There are two important things that I would like to tell you, sir. Let me thank Vishwanath Raj garu for having accepted to grace the occasion and give a webinar session on basically the technical education policy that the government has brought in. And the other is Govardhan, sir, my colleague at CSI. He was chairman and I am the secretary during 2014 tenure. So we worked together for Computer Society of India, and he is the chief guest now, currently the rector of JNTUH. And I heard, I'm not sure, sir, Govardhan sir is also the vice chancellor of IIT Basara. I'm not sure, but I've heard through people. So, anyway, sir, it's unfortunate. I'm using this word unfortunate that we have 86 student branches in Hyderabad Center, sir, and I have forwarded this message to all the coordinators of the 85 colleges. It's unfortunate that none of the coordinators looks like is part of this webinar session, sir. It's such an important and more pivotal point for all the colleges. At least the coordinators would have forwarded it to the principal and to the concerned secretary or the chairman of the college. But nothing has happened, sir. So the student branches look to be inactive, as we are saying, persistently saying and constantly standing on the point, reiterating that none of the college is really actively participating, either the coordinators or students themselves, for whose sake these webinars are being conducted. None of them are taking any interest. I think we need to take a very severe and policy where we should involve both the students and the coordinators and also the chairman and the the board members of the college also. Having said that, the Hyderabad
I think Dr. Sitaram Babu, you should talk to them sometime. Importance of these seminars, especially for students, if you are holding. Okay, sometimes you please talk to them because it is optional. We cannot force anybody.
Okay, sir.
No, but sir, but you should ask the reason why they are not attending. That is the question.
You can do that.
Reason.
Sir, I'll definitely do that, sir. Now let Hyderabad Center is one of the vibrant centers in India, sir. It basically conducts a lot of activities.
No, student community in general, they run away from the studies, and something we are going to talk today is connected with the studies and learning and other things. That's why none of them came forward.
And in some institute, examinations are going on, I think, tomorrow onwards.
Yeah, maybe that.
They were absent today.
No, what can be done is you can say the student coordinators, sir. They should make maximum number of participation, and whoever gets the more number of participation, it will say that IET will give best coordination certificate, something like that. At least people will come up that certificate, they will value. These coordinators I am telling.
Sir, the
maximum like that.
The certificates as such, whoever is joining is free, sir. There is no what do you call a restriction or binding on that, like those who are joining are not getting the certificate. Whoever is joining is basically getting a certificate. Anyway, sir, as Lakshman Gar has suggested, we'll just work on it and make sure that next time we have more mobilization on the students.
No, I am suggesting some commendation certificate to the coordinators. for bringing maximum
Okay,
attendance.
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
That part, so that they will motivate.
Also, it should be given on camera.
Not only that, most of the institutions are facing the problem about the corona because they are uncertain about the academic schedule, examinations, practical exams, so many things are there. They are, students are now very much worried about their academic program itself. So that is the main point. Because of that, the activities, difficult for them to attend the activities because the things are not very clear. Schedule is not very clear to them. There is a problem now.
Okay, sir.
Most of the institutions are facing that.
We'll
We
try
can have,
to.
sir, we can
we'll try
have
to.
a quiz contest also based on the contents of the webinar.
Yeah. Yes.
After 2 months, we can have. Those who are attentive to the webinar only can answer that.
Oh, the faculty can attend, but a student's point of view, I'm telling, because they are uncertain.
Talking about students
Yes.
only, sir, only for students.
Yeah.
Basically more concern to the faculty than the
Yeah.
student. It is more
Than the
important to the faculty than the student.
No, that's correct. Faculty should attend.
Sir, all the advisors are well taken, sir. We'll try to coordinate ourselves. As Lakshman said, I think his time has come that we need to speak to the coordinators to ensure that their participation along with students for whose these webinars are being conducted are directed. Sir, a lot of activities are being conducted at Hyderabad chapters are basically on the webinar front. Not only the knowledge sharing session, we also have a lot of other related endowment and memorial lectures. Plus, we also have conducted many workshops also. And we also recently conducted the AGM on 27th of June. Plus, we also have the advisory committee board constituted, and all eminent personalities in Hyderabad and around Telangana state are being part of this advisory committee. We also have very fruitful advisory meetings. I think going forward, I think where a lot of other things also need to be coordinated and well directed by the Hyderabad Center. We assure that we'll do our best. I mean, to the best of the knowledge of all the IIT life member fraternity, student fraternity, and also the governing council members, and also very senior fellow and distinct fellow. I acknowledge the Murli Garu being part of this. He is the DF of the Hyderabad chapter, and also Lakshman Garu, the DF of distinguished fellow of All India IIT, and there are many other personalities. Sanjay Gulani is there. We also have Harjinder Singh. We also have Narasimha Rao, Kishan Rao Garu. Then, as I said, there are many more important personalities are part of this, sir. With this, I thank one and all for having all of you for having part of this webinar session, sir. I thank to have a wonderful day for all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And once again, welcome all of you to today's webinar. And our IIT Hyderabad Center is the second largest center in India, and membership around 2,500 plus, and also we have very high number of student chapters also, but still the participation is very less, as our pointed out. Definitely will work out for this one. So now I request our Vice Chairman Sangamkar sir to introduce our today's chief guest, Govardhan Garu.
Thank you, Nuli Namashiva Garu. It's my privilege to introduce the towering personality, Dr. A. Govardhan. Dr. A. Govardhan is presently a professor of computer science and engineering and director, Jawaharlal Nehru Technology University, Hyderabad. He served and held several academic and administrative positions, including Registrar in Charge, Principal JNTU, Hyderabad, CEH, Director School of Information Technology, JNTU, Hyderabad, Director of Evaluation, JNTU, Hyderabad, Principal, JNTU, Hyderabad, CEJ, Head of the Department, JNTU, Hyderabad, CEH, Chairman and Member of Board of Studies and Students, Advisor. He did his BE in Computer Science and Engineering from Osmania University College of Engineering, Hyderabad, MTech from Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi, PhD from Jawaharlal Nehru University, Hyderabad. He is a recipient of 33 international national awards, merit scholarships, including Inspiring Educational Award in 2019, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Excellency Award in 2018, Best Senior Scientist Award in 2018, Divang Mehta Academic Leadership Award in 2017, Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishna National Award from AP State Government for Best Lecturer Award in 2012, CSI Chapter Pattern Award, CSI Service Award, Bharati Jyoti Award, and Mother Teresa Award for outstanding services, achievements, contributions meritorious services, outstanding performance, and remarkable role in the field of education and service to the nation. He is the chairman and member on several board of studies of various universities. He is the past chairman and vice chairman of Computer Society of India, Hyderabad chapter. He is a member on editorial board for 12 international journals. He served as the program chair for 5 international conferences. He is a member on advisory board and academic boards and technical program committee member for more than 100 international and national conferences, including IET. He is a member on board of governors and academic council for a number of colleges. He is an editor for 7 Springer proceedings. He has 3 monographs and 10 book chapters in Springer. He has guided 91 PhD theses, 1 MPhil and 135 MTech projects. He has published 555 research papers at international, national journals, conferences including IEEE, ACM Springer, Elsevier, IGI Global, Taylor, Francis, and InterScience. He has organized 5 international conferences, 25 FDPs, public workshop. He is popularly known as motivational speaker. He has participated as panel member in number of international and national conferences and webinars. He has delivered more than 150 keynote speeches and invited lectures on various latest topics, including data sciences, information retrieval system, cyber security, art of doing research, research methodological, research as career, art of learning, art of programming, life skill, leadership skills, purpose of human life, national education policy 2020. He is an invited panel member in more than 25 panel discussions. He has chaired 22 sessions in international and national conferences in India and abroad. He has research projects that is completed an ongoing worth of around rupees 1.159 crores. He was the Institute Project Director during TEQIP2 and TEQIP3, including Center of Excellence in Disaster Management. The project worth was 22 crores. He has 27 years of teaching and research experience. He has also served as chairman and vice chairman of Computer Society of India in Hyderabad chapter and IT Professional Forum, AP. He is a member on several professional and service-oriented bodies. He is a jury member for number of award selection at international as well as national and state level. His areas of research include databases, data science, security, information retrieval system, and educational leadership. He is a fellow of CSI and IEI, life member and senior member on several professional and service-oriented bodies, including ISTE, CSI, ISCA, ACM, SIG-KDD, IEEE, IAENG, WASCT, FSF, ISOC, and ISC-SIT. With this illustrious background, I hand over the session to the newly Namashivaya to carry forward the session. So thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your introduction. Thank you, sir. And now I welcome our today's chief guest, Dr. Govardhan Garu, and also I request to address our participants.
Thank you very much, sir. All the distinguished guests and invitees of this today's program, implications of National Education Policy 2020 for higher education in India. Distinguished guests, the Engineer K. Gnaneshwar Rao, Chairman, Engineer Nuli Namashivaya, Honorary Secretary, Professor C.R. Sharma, Honorary Treasurer, Dr. K. Sitaram Babu, Convener and Vice Chairman, IIT Hyderabad Center, other distinguished invitees. I see a number of experts here, including Dr. Lakshmi Narayana, Dr. A.K. Sangamekar, many others, Professor Kishan Rao, I see, to name a few. I'm sorry I could not call all by name due to paucity of time. All the other distinguished invitees, gallant gallery of delegates, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you all. I'm very much elated and delighted to be with you on this wonderful program, which is need of the hour.
Sir, audio is not coming.
Audio is not clear.
It's clear, sir. It's clear.
Clear,
Ramesh
clear,
ji,
sir.
please
Clear,
check your
sir.
audio settings. Ramesh ji, please check your audio settings. It's clear.
It's clear.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so the Indian education system is totally under transformation, and the entire landscape of Indian education system is in the evolution process. Despite we had number of success stories and number of activities in terms of the knowledge and intellectual growth process, particularly the universities and educational institutions as a part of the knowledge institutions have continuously progressing in terms of building the excellent human resource and also responsible citizens of the country. So the recently framed National Education Policy 2020 has been a wonderful boon to the entire education industry and the total ecosystem of the country. The national infrastructure is in progress in terms of the various building aspects of the ecosystem. In addition to that, the intellectual capital growth is equally important in terms of training the human resource. And from that perspective, national education policy has been framed. The content was circulated among the various peer groups. Draft copy has been circulated, and our Telangana state, including the State Council of Higher Education, other stakeholders like university representatives, industry representatives have actively participated to give their input and feedback to make the final shape of this National Education Policy 2020. And some of the important issues to be focused are consolidation and restructuring of higher education institutions into larger institutions in size of the enrollment, multidisciplinary in nature, and quality institutions by standards. And establishment of the multidisciplinary education and research universities, what the naming convention used was MERU, is also equally important from the point of view of the current needs and trends that we have at the national and the international level. And we see the governance and management of higher education institutions in the state and in the entire country. And mechanisms to assess the quality and standards of the higher education institutions in the state and country are equally important. And financing aspects of the public higher education institutions is the main focus, and active participation by the various stakeholders in establishment of this higher education institutions has become very critical in the present juncture. And we see the privatization and private expenditure is also equally growing in terms of the establishment of the infrastructure and academic institutions as well. And issues related to the teaching and non-teaching staff should also be equally focused to see that they are also concerned about the educational institutions and in the organizational setup. And number of student support programs to be initiated besides the classroom teaching, a lot of focus has to be given beyond classroom activities. That is one of the important activities which has been emphasized in the National Education Policy 2020. And there are a number of curricular and pedagogical issues which have been cropped up from time to time, and we just need to address those aspects as well. And a lot of focus, a lot of emphasis is also there equally on the autonomy and accountability of the educational institutions. And we have to see the progress and growth of these educational institutions under this NEP 2020 framework. So the change may not come overnight, and the change would come gradually. And down the line, each institution, the entire set of stakeholders have to build the ecosystem to fit into the framework of National Education Policy 2020. And also all the education institutions and the stakeholders have to set the goals and objectives with a timeline. Down the line, 5 years, where we should be within the framework of the NEP 2020. Then down the line, 3 years, what are our short-term goals, short-term objectives, and medium-term, then long-term. So that's how we'll have to look at the National Education Policy 2020, and we should always set the goals in those aspects. So when it comes to the the aspects related to the implementation, a lot of awareness has to be created first among the various stakeholders, including the top level leadership of the organizations like vice chancellors or the other administrative officers, then teaching community, then research community, then students and industrial experts. The entire stakeholder system should have the awareness about the new jargon, new models that have been proposed in National Education Policy 2020. Then we'll have to go for the implementation aspects. And the awareness should be among the all the people in the verticals from top to the bottom. So what is essentially required is, from the organizational point of view, all the stakeholders should be involved in the implementation process. The awareness has to be given, and the knowledge flow, the information flow should happen among all the stakeholders. So from that perspective, number of workshops have to be organized, and more awareness has to be done, and what is to be done in the coming 1 year, then 2 years, 3 years, and things like that. That would definitely create more focus among the stakeholders, and that would really give the spirit of this National Education Policy 2020. I must appreciate the IETE and the entire team, particularly the office bearers and my former colleague, Dr. K. Sitaram Garu, other distinguished personalities who have taken up a very good initiative to see that this NEP 2020 will spread among the various stakeholders from time to time. So with these few remarks, I congratulate IETE, and I also congratulate all the delegates who have taken the active participation in this. And I thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much. Stay safe.
So thank you, Govardhan Garu. Almost some mini-size webinar is completed on this education policy. Really very nice statements you are already given. Actually, for the last 4 to 5 years, we are confused a lot. What policy is going on, what is going on, what is CBCS syllabus, what is AICD curriculum. So totally, we are totally confused, even the students as well as the faculty also. Really, so many curriculums are getting, so many NAC, NBA, so many inspections are coming, and all the different perspectives are different, sir, because the evaluation procedure in the autonomous, in the NAC and NBA, so much different, and all the faculty in almost engineering college, I think we are all aware, we are busy than classwork in these works, sir, actually. So I think better to simplify this one and make it only a single point, either NAC or NBA, make it combined this one, so that you can save a lot of time for this one. Because different agencies, different formats they are giving, and apart from that, for ranking, NIRF ranking, and all those things. So it is a 365 days work, and really it is a very burden to the faculty nowadays. Very difficult to handle more than the classwork, sir. Actually, I don't know what is going to be happening, and we are confusing. In our college, we are running three types of syllabus. That is earlier old syllabus and CBS syllabus and AICTE. So many schemes are going on, and we are confusing a lot also, actually. Thank you. Anyway, we want to have a full stop for this one in the recent coming years. And our request of today's welcome to today's speaker, Dr. Viswanathan Raju Garu. And also I request Sanjay Madam to please introduce our today's speaker, Dr. S. Viswanathan.
Before that, one point. Thank you, Professor Govardhan Garu. Thank you very much for your excellent speech. And IET should be in touch with Professor Govardhan, how we should get involved in this excellent opportunity to serve the engineering community. Thank you.
Definitely, sir. Thank you. Definitely.
Thank you, sir. So very good morning, one and all. So I, Tuti Sandhya, EC member of IET Hyderabad, take the privilege to introduce today's speaker, Dr. S. Viswanathan Raju Garu. Dr. S. Viswanathan Raju, sir, is a professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, has 24 years of experience in teaching, research, and administration. From December 2016 to till date, he is serving as Vice Principal, JNTUH CESA, Jagityal. He has served as a director, MCA GRIET, from June 2008 to July 2010, and from April 2011 to April 2015. He served as the head of the department, JNTUH CESA. Sir has obtained MTech from JNTU Hyderabad and PhD from Acharya Nagarjuna University, Guntur. He certified CMI in Education Leadership and Program Management, which is sponsored by MHRD AICTE and UKIER, Dudley College, London. Sir has been honored with State Best Teacher Award 2020 from the Government of Telangana, Best Computer Science Engineering Award from ISTE Andhra Pradesh for the year 2014, and Certification of Appreciation Award in the Independence Day celebrations from Honorable District Collector Jagityal in 2019, Best Citizen of India, etc. And sir, research interests include programming methodology, machine learning, algorithms, biometrics, and quality in higher education are globally recognized. Sir filed 10 Indian patents deriving from his research and relevant of educational institutions. His research contributions are not only confined to his subject area, but also extended to other relevant domains arising out of the new education system. Assessment and accreditation and their impact on higher education in India. To add more to his academic credentials, he has undergone training as well as speaker for the quality improvement in education at NITTR WOSA 2012, World Summit on Accreditation 2012, and same attended in the year 2014 also, and TCS, Infosys, NBA, and NAC. Sir guided 11 PhDs and 5 PhD scholars pursuing. He is a lifetime member of ISTE, IETE, CSI, and IACSIT, and he has 120 research publications in reputed international and national journals, Scopus, SCI, Springer, etc., and conferences. He has authored 4 books and 11 book chapters and implementing 2 AICTE sponsored research projects, 1 techie project and 1 fellowship from TS and ST. He has been a member of several government committees, JNTUH, AICTE, NBA, NAC, etc. And Sir delivered more than 95 plus invited talks, expert lectures, and keynote addresses on various technical topics as well as on outcome-based education. NBA NAC accreditation process in the country and outside India. He has organized several workshops, seminars, tutorials, and conferences. And Sir has visited Singapore and Taiwan and interacted with several academicians and researchers across the country and other countries. Thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity. Over to you, Secretary Sarnuri Namashwaya, sir.
Thank you, madam. And really, we are so lucky that a very wide personality, Dr. Viswanatha Mas garu. And really, we are very delighted to see your biodata, sir. And very soon, we are expecting a IET Students Forum at your JNTU, sir, please. And we request to inaugurate IET Students Forum also at this year. And also, we make it all students also as members of IET. Unfortunately, the JNTU and OUs are very lagging in the professional bodies, sir, actually. Even OU also don't have, IET Hyderabad, JNTU also, we are not having the IET Students Forum. And under your guidance, we expect very soon we are going to get such a type of professional bodies at your esteemed organizations. Thank you, sir. So now I request, please start your webinar.
Yeah, very good morning to eminent personalities. Thank you very much for giving an opportunity to share my experience, my knowledge regarding the NGP 2020. I'm most thankful to each and every member of IET, sir. First, I'm most thankful to the Sitaram, sir, for giving an opportunity, for sharing views about the NGP. So that is what I must sincere thanks to the Sitaram, sir, and other members who are Narasimha Rao, sir, Haridas, sir, and Singh, sir, Ramesh, sir, and Sandhya, madam, and Lakshman, sir, and other members, Krishna Rao, sir, etc., sir. I'm not much familiar all of you, but today I'm really very happy to see all of you and such eminent personalities like a senior people. This is what I'm proud to share I'm really very happy to see you all more than my, okay. So that is what gives me a pleasant to my mind and confidence. And in future, I also should work like you. This is what I'm getting in my mind. So this is what one kind of environment. So that means this environment is to train my mind to work for the society until end of the life. So by looking you, all of you, I'm thinking this is what I want to do in future. Thank you very much, sir. And so for giving and today chief guest Dr. A. Govardhan Garu, Rector JNTUH. So he is our earlier principal and now he is the rector of my university. I'm thankful to for being with us in today's session. Thank you very much, Govardhan sir and other members, sir. Thank you very much. Shall I continue, sir, session, please?
Sir, yes, sir. Good, sir. Good, sir. Good, sir.
Yeah. Sir, my PPT is visible. Sandhya, madam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So, very good morning to all my dear eminent people, and thank you very much for giving an opportunity. Today, I'll talk about implications of National Education Policy 2020 for higher education in India. So, this is what the information is given by our chief guest in today. Little brief information. I'll be focused much on the in detail process, what is there in the NGP 2020 document. So before moving to our topics, I'll be going to share a few headings like the key principles of NGP 2020, regulatory system of higher education, effective governance and leadership, and I'll be going to share a few certain courses with the structure and duration regarding the higher education system, and what is the role of a teacher in the implementation of the NGP 2020. I'll give a few features about school education policy 2020. I heard from the different states, I think Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh, they started the implementation of the school education policy, even higher education also. So as a part of the NGP 2020, first we must all focus on the key principles of NGP 2020. I start with the first principle is diversity and local context. So this is very much important in the higher education system. What the system we have when we are framing the curriculum, what we are doing, we are taking the sample curriculum from other university, and that is what we are looking, and we are trying to making as a better shape. But that is not only that one. What we need to do, we must follow the diversity and local context. Diversity means respecting individual differences, and local context means what are the things are going in the surrounding of us. I have to be identify the things, and those things I have to be considered as a part of the curriculum. Then that could be more helpful to the society also. You see that now we are all facing with the pandemic situation. What is that COVID-19? You see that. So at least now we have to be concentrate on the social responsibility context. So social responsibility means in this pandemic situation, COVID issues are there. So that is what we want to consider. And what are the things need to be added in the curriculum regarding the COVID-19. So such an environment we want to create, so that my sincere request to all the experts. So what the things are required to the surrounding of my place. So that is at least one course I want to introduce in the curriculum. And also with respect to the surrounding issues, we must conduct a pedagogical training programs also. That is what missing in the present education system. But as per NGP 2020, that is encouraging to consider local issues also in the curriculum and conducting the pedagogical training program. And also we must follow the policy which is decided by the government of India or state government. So this is my sincere request to all the experts who are participating in the UG curriculum or PG curriculum or research curriculum. In addition to this, we want to keep in mind what are the global health issues and practices are there and global perspectives in the research. You see that. So one point I would like to share with you, in the present education system, you see that maximum students are opting for the single domain streams only. Single domain means engineering streams. So that is also one of the drawback for sustaining of the people in this environment. Why it is a drawback? Just we are producing the job-oriented graduates only, than skill-oriented, than life skill graduates. So that is what missing in the education system. This is one of the best opportunity to introduce holistic approach with the general skills. That is one of the key principle of NEP 2020. And the second key principle is equity and inclusion. Equity means you see that we must give an opportunity to every stakeholder in India. So how can I give the equal opportunity to every stakeholder in India? Means in India, poor and rich is there. So where the poor people are there, for the poor people, we must encourage by giving an internship or by giving a scholarship or etc. things. And inclusion also, you see that when someone is commenting certain things, that comment how to be receive, and then how to be analyzed, and then how to evaluate. Finally, I should decide whether shall we consider or not immediately to accept or reject it. So this is the kind of environment we want to create in an education system. This is what second principle. The third principle is community participation. There is a analysis programs are there for the namesake of the events. So that is not the right process. So what is the importance of the community participation means what we need to do. First, we want to identify the local issues. For example, agriculture people are facing certain issues. With respect to the agriculture sector people, in my college, what are the relevant domains are there? I have to be identified. So in my college, mechanical branch is there. What I need to do? The mechanical students, I have to be select, and then along with the mechanical students, we want to visit the local site. Local site means agriculture sector. So once we visit there we can find certain issues. If I can find certain issues, then I can think what are the things need to do for that issue. So such an environment we want to create, not only to conduct the NSS programs. Okay, so community, like you see that is what. Another one is, suppose another example is, suppose if I'm studying in Hyderabad. Hyderabad is a metro city. So what I need to do? Suppose you see that if I visit the water sector, or maybe if I visit the municipal area, there I can find a certain weakness, certain leakages. Where what are the leakages means? Suppose you see that the leakages means maybe either drinking water or maybe drainage system. In that case, what I can do as a CSC student, as an electronic student, I know the technology, how to use the IoT. So in that case, I have to be identify the better mechanism, and then I have to be developed as an innovative product for the avoiding of the such issues. What are the issues? Leakages of drainage system, leakages of the drinking water. So that is what environment we want to create in an education system. I have given 2 examples like that. We want to be participate in a community. Then there is a possibility to add certain skills like reactive, responsive, engaging, supportive, helping, strategic, generative, etc. The community participation is the basis of successful health promotion also. When the student is a participant in the community, by interacting with the lower level to the upper level, they can gain certain skills how to lead the life. That is what missing in the present education system. So that we must encourage the students to participate in a community. At least twice they want to visit the community in a semester. Such an environment we want to create. And the technology, we all know that the technology is playing the key role in this pandemic situation. You see that if the technology is not there, we could not able to run the education system. This is the importance of the technology, where it is playing the key role. In the coming years, teaching, learning, assessment, and evaluation. How it is going to play, I'll give some examples. You see that, suppose if I want to conduct an examination, the technology is going to play the key role. How it is playing, you see that, it's just, if I introduce the AI system is, when the student is going to write an exam in front of the system, we'll keep the camera on top of the system or monitor. You see that will be captured entire 3 hours duration of the time. By that, we can predict it, whether he has been written the exam by his own, or maybe he has copied, or he has turned to left or right. That information, if I have, then I can easily to predict what is the attitude and other things also by introducing remote proctoring system. The second one, you see that the AI-based attendance monitoring system. what is the importance of AI-based attendance monitoring system is, as per the NGP 2020, there could be flexibility to run the education in a different kinds of modes. One is offline mode, hybrid mode, online mode, digital mode. So when we have it, these are the facilities, these are the modes of running education system. In that case, how do I take the attendance? So that in that case, which is going to play the for the taking of the attendance means AI-based attendance monitoring system. You see that hybrid mode means suppose the 50% of the students in the classroom and 50% of the students attending the classes from their home. In that case, how do I maintain the attendance? How do I take the attendance? In that case, I can install the AI camera in front of their system where they are sitting. So that is what automatically will send the information. Then we can make a consultation, whoever is attending the classes from wherever they want. So that is what one of the best advantage of AI system. The next, student performance. You see that now, I think the student performance is very difficult to find the who are the average, who are the maybe medium average, or maybe above average, or excellent. So that is by manual system, it is very difficult to see that. In that case, what I need to do, I have to predict the student performance by using a machine learning or maybe any other technology if you have. So this is one of the basic requirement in the coming generation, because of in the university, let us take one example, 10,000 students are there. When they have 10,000 students, then how they can predict the performance of each and every individual student by manually. So it could be very difficult process. So that in that case, it could be playing the key role. And other one is employability signals for undergraduate students. You see that how can I predict it, whether he is going to be hired X company, Y company? That is what the information I want to know that. Because so why I have to be predicted, X company has a certain norms, Y company has a certain norms. With respect to their required information, what I need to do, I have to be identify who are the eligible for the X company, who are not eligible for the X company. Such information I should have. If I have that, then I can easily to find the right companies to the respective skill set or skilled people. So how can I predict it? So I have to define certain parameters. One is a major, other one is GPA, co-curricular activities, internship, and prizes, etc. Maybe hackathon, etc. I may be taking, and by considering these parameters, I give the weightage of to each and every parameter. Based on that, I can easily predict whether it is going to hire or not hire. Madam, please, some noise is coming, madam, please. And another point is we say that next principle is conceptual understanding. Conceptual understanding means rather than rote learning and learning, that means exam orientation. In the present education system, what we are having the rote learning system. The rote learning system has to be minimized or avoided in the higher education system. How it could be possible? How it could be possible? That is what we'll be discussing in this slide. So let us take an example. What causes fatigue or drowsiness or headache? You see, if the person is facing with this or any one of this issue, then what the person used to do it, when he get this issue, immediately he tries to find the appropriate tablet or maybe approach to the doctor. So that is what lagging of the education, lack of the skill set, lack of the skill set. As a being educated, as a being an engineer, as a being a master degree holder, so why should I approach immediately? Why should I find the tablet? So what I need to do? I have to apply my own skill, what I studied in my education system. If I have this is the issue, either fatigue or drowsiness or headache. In that case, what I need to do? First, I want to analyze myself, what I did in the last 20 days. In the last 20 days, what are the parameters I need to consider for analyzing of myself in the last 20 days? Let us see. First one is not enough sleep. Am I spent for the sleep minimum 7 to 8 hours per day on average with a deep sleep? That is what I want to be consider first parameter. The next one is that am I taking the quality food or not? Am I taking enough food or not? This is what the second parameter. And the third parameter is, am I Am I having any depression? You see that depression causes sadness and anxiety. And also in the last 20 days, am I participating in a physical activity or lack of physical activity? You see that. Am I taking the minimum quantity of the water in every day, 5 liter or maybe 4 liter in every day? Am I involving in the conflicts of issues? These are like this. I have identified here only 6 factors. You can add on some more factors, and based on this factors information, I have to be apply my knowledge which I studied in engineering. What I studied in engineering is statistics, and you add the domain knowledge also. So when we have the statistics and domain knowledge, if that is what, if I can apply, then I can easily to predict why I am having this is the issue. Which is the issue? Fatigue or drowsiness or headache. So this is what missing in the education system. In the education system, what we teach a problem, we solve the problem, and we implement the problem, and we'll make them for the employable purpose only. So that is not only, please, we need to add the general education also. When they have a certain issue, immediately they should able to analyze themselves what is the root cause for that reason. Such a skill set we want to introduce in the education system. Let us see here is how it will be related to the conceptual understanding. Lack of the understanding only. They have a rote learning skill set, so that they could not able to identify the root cause for their issue. Immediately we are approaching the doctor, we are taking the tablet, and oh, today is I'm very happy. That's not the issue, please. What we need to do, we want to maintain health condition also. When I want to maintain the health condition, I have to apply my education for my health issue also. Even myself is not a doctor, I have studied something in my education system. When I studied something, why not apply to my health condition? So this is the environment we want to create. What is the real world situation? You see that? What is the real? Let us take it. This is what fatigue or drowsiness or headache is a real world situation. Okay, this is what my problem. For this problem, what I need to do? I have to find the root cause. How can I identify the root cause? By my knowledge and skill. What I have a knowledge, what skill I have is, see that this is what my knowledge. What? Not enough sleep. The last 20 days, on average per day, 7 to 8 hours, deep sleep is important. So this is very, very important in the present pandemic situation. Who can have the deep sleep minimum 7 hours, they need not worry about the corona. It will not come, it will not affect it, no doubt about it. This is what I observed with several people. I have been posted the queries also. I have been prepared the one questionnaire also, 25 questions that was circulated to the nearly 2,000 people, and I have got the feedback from them. Based on that, I am concluding this is what the statement, please, all of us must remember. Okay, once I have it, this is the information, then I can apply my knowledge and skill, means my statistics formula. By the statistics, what is weak? I have to be identifying these parameters. Which is a weak? That on that I have to be focused from now. Suppose the sleep is not there in the last 20 days. From today, I have to maintain minimum 7 hours deep sleep. Suppose my stomach problem may be there. Due to that, I have not taken proper food. So from today, I have to maintain the quality food at least. And am I having any conflicts of issues? So I should be come out from the conflicts of issues. Why should I fight with X? This is what I heard from my guru. So don't fight with a person, you fight with the text. When you fight with the text, you can enhance yourself. When you fight with a person, you lose your energy, you lose your skill set also. So that is what conflicts of issues. And water also, lack of physical activity. So this is what lifestyle factors, physical health conditions, mental health. If you are perfect in all these things, and then still if you are getting certain issues, then you have to be approached to the doctor for taking the suggestions. So this kind of education we want to introduce in the education system is, that is the one of the key principle of the Ngp 2020. Next, let us come to the point of next one, conceptual understanding rather than rote learning and learning exam orientation. So this is what we want to be minimized or avoid it in education system, how it could be possible. In this example, you can find how it could be possible. Let us see a conceptual understanding. You know that what, suppose with the conceptual understanding is, I learned something new about math today. Today I learned a mathematical equation. Let us take an example of the mathematical equation is y is equal to mx plus c. Today I learned, I understand that also. Now what I need to do, once if I understand that mathematical equation, then I have to practice it. I have to practice it. I learned and or practiced a more efficient way to do math, and I understand why it works. I practiced also. Then what I need to do, I understand the mathematical equation, I did a practice, then where should I apply? That is what very much important in the higher education system. This is what missing. So every student is able to understand the mathematical equation and they are able to do the practice, but they want to know where I can apply the so-and-so mathematical equation. So that means applications. I give 3 possible examples for my mathematical equation. That is what I have told you. One, y is equal to mx plus c. How I can apply in the real time or in the real world situations. Let us take one example. The example 1. Suppose you take a car for rent. You say that how can I apply the y is equal to mx plus c even for the small activity also? They have a fixed charge of 150 plus 50 rupees for every hour. This is what the taxi wala rule. But now based on this rule, now I want to calculate for my travel time. How can I calculate? For that case, what I want to do, I want to generate a mathematical equation with the help of which I learned in my education. What I have learned in my education, y is equal to mx plus c. You see that is what y equal to 50 plus 50 multiply t plus 150. So this is what you see that y is equal to 50 multiply t plus 150, where t is hours used. If you travel 5 hours, then you could able to use it to calculate. So this is one of the example. What is my real world situation? The calculation of the fare. This is what real world situation. Now I want to apply further with my knowledge. What is my knowledge? Y is equal to mx plus c. So then this is what we're missing in the education system. They want to able to correlate what they have learned in the education. That is what they want to apply for the real world situation. The next example, suppose you are driving a car at the speed of 60 kilometers per hour. Distance covered by you after t hours of driving is y is equal to 60 multiplied t. You see that what I have learned in my education, that is y is equal to mx plus c. You see that here the y is equal to mx plus c. I'm able to apply even for this situation also. Like another example, you see that example 3. Suppose if I want to prepare a chicken curry, how can I use the y is equal to mx plus c formula for the preparation of the chicken curry? You see that y is equal to w1 multiply x1 plus w2 multiply x2 and so on, wn xn plus b. You see that what is x? You see x is ingredient. Ingredient means if I want to prepare the chicken curry, you see that what are the ingredients are required? I may be required n ingredients are required. Maybe salt, pepper, chicken, etc. You see that. And also what is the W1? W1 is the weightage of the respective input. The W1 is weightage of respective input. Suppose salt, how much quantity I want to use it? Maybe 20 grams or 10 grams, like you see that. This is the formula I'm using for the making the automation of the chicken curry. See that y is equal to W1 x1 plus and so on plus W1 xn plus b. You see that b is a flavor. Generally, you see that when you used to prepare the curry, at the end, we may be tested by like this. Then once if I find certain not good things, then I add some flavor. So that is what B, that is what constant. You see that flavor can be a neutral or a negative or a positive also. So that you see that y is equal to mx plus c, similar to that. W1, W2 and so on, weights of respective ingredients. So you see that, and B is a flavor. Okay, so you see that like this, which I studied in my education, a formula or a mathematical equation, that is what I should able to apply for the real world situation. So this is very much important in the industry 5.0. So that is what the future for the graduate. Our next point is problem solving skills. So how to solve the problem? So the student is solving the problem, but in the systematically, they should able to solve it. What systematic procedure? You see that first to define the problem. Once if I define the problem, then they should able to conduct a brainstorming sessions. With the help of the brainstorming sessions, they could able to find out the maximum number of possible solutions relevant to this problem. In the maximum number of possible solutions, which is the right solution for the given a problem. So that is what they will able to pick a right solution. Once they pick a right solution, then they can go for the implementation. Once they implement, then that is what we want to test it. Once if I test during this testing, I can find whether it is giving the right result or wrong result. If it is giving a wrong result, then what I need to do? I have to review the result. Then again, I have to go back and again, I have to restart the process. If it is giving the right result, then I have to be ended up to here only. So this is what the process we want to follow. In this manner, we want to teach to the student. But what methodology is there in the present education system is we're taking a one problem and taking a sample input data and solving it and ending the process. So that is not the process. What we need to do, we have to take the real world situation problem and how to be conducted with a group activity, several brainstorming sessions, and how to be identify what are the possible solutions are there for my problem, and in the possible solutions, which is the right solution, we should able to identify, the student should able to identify, okay, not a teacher. And again, it has to be implemented, and again, it has to be tested for the sample data. If it is giving the right result, then it can end up, if it is not giving right result, then again, start the, what about the brainstorming process. So this is what solving skills. Unique capabilities. You see that as for the NBA or NAC, we are introducing mentor system. What is the purpose of mentor system? By the mentor system, we could able to identify the strengths and weaknesses of each and every student. Once if I know the strengths and weaknesses of each and every student, I can easy to guide them. I can easy to motivate them with respect to their interest. So that is very much important in the education system. How can I find the unique capabilities? By introducing mentoring system only. As per my observation, in the coming years, I think the teacher must act as a mentor or a coach, not like a teacher. So this is what going to happen in coming years as per the NGP 2020 or world education scenario. The next key principle is critical thinking and creativity to encourage logical decision making and innovation. So this is what missing in the present education system. This is there, but not in a systematic way. This is there, not in the systematic way. So how can I introduce in the education system in a systematically? That is what I'll be sharing in this presentation. What is meant by creative? You know that imagine, invent, change, design, create, which is not available in market. If that could be able to develop, that is called a creative, you know that. And a critical thinking, analyze, break down, compare, categorize, list, sequence, rank. Suppose there are 60 students are there. If I want to give a ranking to each and every student, what skill I have to be applied? Do I need to apply the creative or a critical? Definitely, I must apply the critical thinking. That differentiation is very much important. When should I apply the critical thinking? When should I apply the creative thinking? So this differentiation must teach in every subject. Okay. So now you see that the combination of creative thinking and critical thinking is nothing but a problem solving. You see that without the creative or without the critical, I think it could be not possible to solve a certain problems. Maybe small problems, so we can solve with only critical thinking, but not all problems. So this is what the problem solving means: improve, design, refine, find, invent criteria to combine. You see that now, let us take it with the combination of these two, I can solve the problem. Without combination, I think I could not able to achieve the real product. So no doubt about it. In that case, what I need to do is see that critical thinking and creative thinking. You see that. So now I should start from the critical thinking. Why I'm starting with the critical thinking at present? Let us see, if I have a problem, then I can start with the critical thinking. If I don't, If I don't have a problem, in that case, what I need to do, I have to start with the creative thinking. Let us take an example of the BTech student, MTech student, PhD student. Suppose the BTech student, generally the BTech student starts with the critical thinking. Why means the guide might be providing a problem, and based on that problem information, we should start analyzing the problem. Suppose the MTech student, some set of students might be start with the critical thinking, some students start with the creative thinking. But PhD student, you must start with the creative thinking. The guide should not provide a complete problem. So you may give the direction, you work in this own domain, you work in this own area. With respect to that, the student must start with the creative thinking. What kind of problem I have to be I select in this domain? So that is what you see the differentiation between the graduate, means undergraduate, and postgraduate, and researcher. You see that. Suppose let us take it an example of the BTech student. If he want to work for the project work, from where he has to be start generally, he has to be start with critical thinking. So whatever the problem he is having, that problem has to be analyzed it. Once if you analyze it by creative mindset, what he studied in his entire education system, he has to be identify the possible solutions by conducting the brainstorming sessions with his friends or with the experts, imagine solution. Once solutions imagine, then plan a solution. Then again, he has to go for with the creative mindset, apply the solution. Again, with the critical mindset, what he has to do, he has to be evaluate the solution. Once if he evaluate the solution, he can find whether it is the right, giving the right result or not. If it is not giving, with the creative mindset, he improve the solution. Once he improve the solution, that is what he has to be finalizing. Then this is what the right result. So implement the solution that have to be exhibit in front of the stakeholders. So this is the process of the solving skill set. This is the process of solving skill set. You see that with the critical thinking, I should able to solve it. Only with the creative, no. So what we require, the combination is very much important, and simultaneously how to be apply critical thinking and creative thinking. With only one, I should not able to solve. But this kind of environment we want to introduce in the higher education system. Another example is see that the critical thinking. Suppose I have in my mind, oh, I want to do a painting. So that has to be attracted by n number of stakeholders. In that case, what I have to do? I have to start with the creative thinking. So by applying the creative thinking, I decided I want to paint it. So once if I want to paint it, then what I required, plan the composition. For the painting, I have to plan the composition. How can I do the composition? With a critical mindset only, with a critical mindset. So that for the plan the composition, with respect to that, with my creative mindset, I have to be identify what are the brushes are required, what kind of or what patterns I require, painting colors, etc. I have to be decided with a creative mindset only. Then I have to prepare the canvas with a critical mindset. Once if I done the canvas, then I have to go for the sketching with my creative mindset. Okay, and then I have to be evaluate in the first iteration by critical mindset. Once if I evaluate, if it is a good, I can accept it. If it is not, there are certain maybe things are required that I can suggest. And then again, I have to be rethink on that. What should I do for the improvement? Paint the image, then improve the painting. So by critical thinking, oh, it was improved. Then complete the painting. That is what I want to present in front of the stakeholders. This is the process of the solving. This is the process of problem solving. With only critical thinking or with only creative thinking, it could be difficult to solve the problem. So that the two things are very much important in an education system. Creative thinking is a way of looking at problems or situations. Continuous assessment. You see, what is the importance of the internal examination? The internal examination is mainly for what? For the improvement, for the continuous assessment as well as continuous improvement. So that we must be divided into several subsections, and then we have to be followed. Flexibility. So in the curriculum, I could not find a flexibility in the curriculum in the present education system. According to the Ngp 2020, we must introduce the flexible curriculum. Okay, what is mean by flexibility? Students may choose based on their talent and interests. So this is not there in the present education system. So as per the Ngp 2020, this has to be introduced. If the student like his view, I have to be consider his views. With respect to that, we have to be encourage the student. So then they can motivate, they can do wonders also. 21st century skills: critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, communication. I have shared you what is meant by critical thinking, what is the creative, and they must be required the collaboration and effective attracting of the client, or maybe, okay, this is what one of the best skill set, communication. And life skills. So I have shared you one example, that is what, suppose if I am getting the headache, in that case, how do I find the root cause? If I have a life skills, flexibility, a leadership, initiative, productivity, social skills, with this I can easy to find out, you see that. These are the skills are missing in the present education system. But there is certain activities going on. For the namesake, activities are going on, but actual process has to be introduced in the education. Let us come to the point of high quality research. Next key principle is highly ethical standards be applied. I should not copy it from others. I should not redesign what I have in the market. I should maintain the confidentiality. So this is what the ethical standards, you know that. And all limitations be documented. Whatever the process we are doing, for that what we require, we need to maintain the documentation. So data collection process, equipment, etc. The next parameter is data be adequately analyzed and explained. The next point is all findings be presented unambiguously. See that whatever the results I achieved, that information I have to be put it in the form of text mode, or in the form of table, or in the form of graphical representation. Why should I keep the information in the form of table and a graphical representation? By the help of this representation, I can easily to identify the strengths and weaknesses. So that is very much important in my research. And all conclusions be justified by sufficient evidence. Without evidence, I should not claim this is what I achieved. Evidence is required. Evidence means by comparison, by implementation. This is what I have to be shown. I'll give an example. Now we all thinking about, there are two vaccinations. One is a COVID vaccine. Sorry, you see that Covishield and Covaxin. There are two nomenclatures are there. In the two nomenclatures, people used to talk about which is the best one, Covishield or Covaxin. You see that which is the best one? How do I decide it? Do I have any information about both the vaccines? No. Without knowing the information, how do I decide it? Randomly, I should not select. If I have information about both the medicines or both the vaccines, then I should be able to compare it. Then I can conclude it. So that my suggestion is, without knowing the documentation of that process, I should not be able to differentiate both the things. As per my knowledge, both are good. So I should not be able to decide this is good, this is not good. If I have a sufficient in all documentation, if I have a documentation of both, then I can decide. By social network, by taking the information from X, if I can take a decision, it could be trouble to the society. So that this must be follow the certain ethical standards. Regulatory framework. Regulatory framework means to ensure integrity, transparency, and good governance. So according to the Ngp 2020, from next academic year, every institution has to maintain the information in the transparency and also make it availability to the public always, means 24 hours. Accountability. The next key principle is accountability. The transparency, take responsibility for failure or success. And the next one is responsiveness. Suppose the student asks some information to the management respond for that immediately. That is one of the added advantage in the Ngp 2020. Keep records like this. You know that I think already. I don't want to share much about this. And value others, self-honesty. So this is what next principle. The evaluation of education policy, which I have shared you, that those are the key principles of education system, means Ngp 2020. Evaluation of education policy. The new policy replaces the previous national policy on education. The new policy aims to transform in India. This policy has to be completely implemented by 2040. The Ngp 2020, the national education policy is based on the recommendations of committee chaired by former ISRO Chief K. Kasturi Rangan, and it was approved by Parliamentary Standing Committee in the year of 2019, November 7. And also it has been approved by the Union Cabinet of India in the year of 2020, July 29. And also this policy replaces the previous national policy on education 1986. You see the 34 years back it was moderated. Now you see that we are moving to the National Education Policy 2020. And also, in addition to that, the government of India has taken a major decision, that is what MHRD renamed as the Ministry of Education. MHRD name has been changed. What is the present name is Ministry of Education. You can read Ministry of Education or MOG. So earlier, what was the nomenclature means? MHRD, Ministry of Human Resource Development. Now, regulatory system of higher education. The government of India has taken initiation for the making of the hierarchical structure than the multiple bodies. That is what our secretary has been given information in the inauguration session of this program. What is asking is, sir, NAC is having one perspective, and NBA is having one perspective, AICT is having one perspective. I think with this policy, with this Ngp 2020, all these comes under in a single umbrella. Once all this comes in a single umbrella, then you could not find such a conflicts of issues, such a issues also. So this is one of the added advantages of the Ngp 2020. Higher Education Commission of India. So this is a single regulatory body. So from the next academic year, okay, Higher Education Commission of India, it is a regulatory body. Under this regulatory body, several bodies are there. What are the several bodies means? NHERC, NAC, HEGC, GEC. What is NHERC? National Higher Education Regulatory Council. It is a common single point regulator for the higher education sector. And NAC means National Accreditation Council. Meta accreditation body, independent ecosystem of accrediting institutions. A robust system of graded accreditation should be established. You see, NAC means it is responsible for the accreditation. As of now, in India, we have two accreditation bodies. One is a NAC and the second one is a NBA. Both are different. Both are having the autonomous status. So that as per the Ngp 2020, the both bodies may come under this body, both NBA and NAC. Once the two comes under this body, then they can focus on the uniformity. So now both are at a different bodies and both are having autonomous, so that there will not be any coordination. When there will not be any coordination, then it could be very difficult to maintain the consistency among the bodies. So this is one added advantage of the coming education system. So now Higher Education Grants Council, funding and financing of higher education based on transparent criteria. So this is the body is responsible in the future for the funding and financing of higher education. As of now in India, you see that AICT is there, UGC is there, state government is there, etc., is there. No coordination among these bodies. This is one of the weak in education system. So according to the Ngp 2020, that could be going to demolish it, and they could be going to make it as a standardization as a single entity. And GEC, General Education Council, standard setting body, expected learning outcomes, graduate attributes. You see the GEC is so this is what responsible for the standard settings of the higher education system. Now you see that the GEC, Standard Education Council, under the Standard Education Council, these are the bodies will be work. What are the bodies? You see that ICAR, Indian Council for Agriculture Research, and Veterinary Council of India, National Council for Teacher Education, Council of Architecture, Council of, you see that, Council of Architecture. Next one is National Council for Vocational Education, All India Council for Technical Education. All of us thinking about IICT is going to demolish. No. This is going to be added in this body. So no body is demolishing, but they are going to make into the hierarchical structuring only than independent bodies. So that is what the vision of the government of India. So that Ngp 2020 is going to give a clear structure, organization, system. This is one added advantage to the every institution. Okay. Next, effective governance and leadership for higher education institutions. So now from next academic year, every institution is going to get a freedom to appoint their governing body members. Once they have a freedom to appoint the governing body members, every BOG member is responsible and accountable to the stakeholders through transparent self-disclosures of all relevant records. In tomorrow, a student or a parent or a stakeholder, they may question any member who are having the membership in this body. So they will also be responsible. In that case, every member think, analyze, evaluate, take a decision. Otherwise, they will be going to enter into the trouble mode. So that is one added advantage in the coming years. So the stakeholders also responsible for the transparent self-disclosures information. Graded autonomy. So the government of India has taken decision. So they want to encourage the graded autonomy in terms of academic, in terms of administrative or financial status. And also another added advantage, that is what they want to remove the affiliation system. That for that they have given the time period is 15 years of the time period they have given for the removal of the affiliation system in India. How far it will be, that is what we want to see in the coming years. Single regulator for higher education system. So the government of India has taken decision. They introduced the single regulatory system, Higher Education Commission of India. That is only for the higher education, excluding legal and medical, means law and medical courses. And another added advantage of the NGP 2020, online self-disclosure based transparent system for approvals in place of inspections. You see that at present, many of experts used to visit their college and they evaluate the infrastructure, faculty, student, other facilities. So that is what you see that one drawback having. What is the drawback? You see that they can make it everything on the respective day. But what about other days? So that what the government has taken initiation is they want to keep their information in the website, everything, including geotag, including their Aadhaar number, including such information if they can maintain in the in their portal. That is what more evidential information. So that is one added advantage to the stakeholders, means like a faculty, students, parents, etc. Common set of norms. Common set of norms is that there is to be in place for private and public higher education institutions. Once the common set of norms introducing for the private and public institutions, then there will not be any differentiation among the institute to institute. So that means, suppose X student completed his degree in a private organization, that could be equivalent to the public organization certificate. So this is what one added advantage to the learner. And according to the NGP 2020, it is going to create one funding agency, that is what National Research Foundation. So this is the responsible for the coordinating all the funding agencies for the avoidance of the duplicate and for the encouragement of the research culture in science, engineering, and other academies to ensure synergy of purpose and avoid duplication of efforts. You see that how it could be avoid the duplication of efforts means, you see that if I am the principal investigator, I may submit a same proposal to the DST, DAE, DBT. See that why should I submit to all the bodies with a similar kind of concept? So that is what duplication effort is there. So that is what has to be avoided. How can I avoid it? By introducing NRF. NRF is going to take the care of for the coordinating among these funding agencies. So this is the, I think, similar kind of formula is there in the USA also. I think it is almost similar to the US structure. And as for the NGP 2020, so there will be only 3 different types of institutions in coming years. One is a research intensive university. Second one is a teaching intensive university. Third one is autonomous degree. Third one is autonomous degree. So what is the role of a research university? Equal focus on research, teaching, and community engagement. So the teaching universities, they have to focus primarily on teaching with a significant focus on research. Autonomous degree colleges means they have to be focused on undergraduate. If they have a significant achievement, they can go for the post-graduation also. In coming years, we may be going to see only with this nomenclature. You see that what are the nomenclature? Research intensive university, teaching intensive university, autonomous degree colleges. As of now, what we have the information in India means private university, deemed to be university, central university, state government university, central government university. Next, many are there, you see that, technological university, science university, like many nomenclatures are there. So according to NGP 2020, they will be going to implement with the 3 different nomenclatures only. What are the nomenclature? Research university, teaching university, autonomous degree college. Suppose my university is there, JNTH. In tomorrow, how they may call it means either they may call by the name is JNTU Research University or JNTU Teaching University or JNTU Autonomous College only. So how they can decide it, which is the relevant to that university means, as per the SWOT analysis, they have to be decided which is the right nomenclature for our university. For that, the university higher authorities has to be conduct the SWOT analysis. On the basis of SWOT analysis, they have to be going to take the decision whether it could be research or teaching. Okay, so this is what. The accreditation system will develop and use appropriately different and relevant norms for the 3 categories of higher education institutions. You see that what are the 3 different kinds of institutions here? Research university, teaching university, autonomous. So with respect to the university, the NAC is there, National Accreditation Council. That is the responsible for the development of the process and evaluation. By 2040, all higher education institutions shall become multidisciplinary institutions. This is the aim of the NGP 2020. All the higher education institutions shall become multidisciplinary. Now, we know that many of the institutions are running single domain disciplines, but all of them have to become as a what multidisciplinary educations only or multidisciplinary institutions by 2040. Now, this is the challenging task to every university. Now, the universities are, one is the JNTH University, Kakatiya University, private university, central university, like many nomenclatures are there. In that case, what the NGP has been decided, only 3 different nomenclatures. Now they want to be turned to this nomenclature. How they can turn to these nomenclatures? By conducting the SWOT analysis in the internal organization. On the basis of SWOT analysis, they want to decide whether they will be eligible for the research university or teaching university. So now every university has to be focused on their strengths and weaknesses. With respect to the strengths and weaknesses, they have to decide which is the right one. As per the Government of India, to increase from 26.3% to 50% gross enrollment ratio by 2035. By 2035, you see that. So how they can increase means for the increasing of the gross enrollment ratio, the government has taken initiation. That is what they are introducing higher education in a regional language. When they introduce in a regional language, there could be possibility for the increasing the gross enrollment ratio also. That is one of the, I think, basic requirement. All types of institutions will have the option to run open distance learning. You see that, and online programs, provided they are specifically accredited to do so lifelong learning. This is one added advantage in the coming years for the learners. Why it is added advantage means the government has taken initiation. What initiation means? They can go for the offline degree, hybrid degree, online degree, or digital degree also. When these are the possible options are there, the learner is easy to get a degree with a minimum number, with a limited skill set. With that skill set, they can easy to survive in this society. At the same time, there will be another disadvantage is there. What is that? What is the future of the teaching fraternity? What is the future of teaching fraternity? With respect to that, they have to design the rules and regulations. Otherwise, it could be spoil the education system. By 2025, the maximum number of colleges that can be affiliated by university shall not exceed 300. And this is always directing to the every university, but universities are not following this kind of rule. So that now, according to NGP 2020, they are going to make it as a strict or stringent rule. At least now the university has to be realized they should not keep more than 300 colleges as affiliated. University. Multidisciplinary institutions of higher education learning that offers undergraduate, graduate, and PhD programs and engages in high quality teaching and research. Universities has to focus much on the research, and then second priority is post-graduation, next is undergraduation. But initially the universities made for the research, now the universities has a different mode having. So now you see that according to the NGP 2020 documentation, what we have seen the nomenclatures of the universities, affiliating university, affiliating technical university, unitary university, deemed university, private university, all this is going to be replaced with a single nomenclature, that is what? University. Whether it is a private or government, university is university. Multidisciplinary education and research universities. Now the government of India has taken initiation. They want to be introduce the multidisciplinary education and research universities in a short form that is called MERUs. So model public universities for holistic and multidisciplinary education, but for with IITs, IIMs, etc. called MERUs. So that means the government has been taken initiation, all the IITs and IIMs called MERUs. MERUs means multidisciplinary education research university. They have to focus on highest global standards in quality education in terms of teaching, in terms of research, in terms of productivity. So they have to be focused on highest global standards. Why they are converting into the MERUs means you see that as per the present world ranking, only 3 or 4 institutions secured in the 200. With the help of the multidisciplinary system, the government of India is focusing on the minimum 7 to 10 ranks in the world ranking with the help of the multidisciplinary education system. Even if you go through the ranking system, all the multidisciplinary institutions are securing top 200, not single domain institutions. So that the government is taken initiation to move to the multidisciplinary system. MERUs will also help set the highest standards for multidisciplinary education across India. So MERUs are not only to focus on the highest global standards, and also they have to act as a mentors for the several institutions for the improvement. Institutional restructuring. The institute may start with affiliated and they want to move to the from affiliation stage to the autonomous stage. Once they move to the autonomous stage next they want to move to the teaching university stage. Next, research intensive university. Next is MERU level. So this is the topmost institution in India. So now as according to NGP 2020, institution must be start with the affiliated and then slowly they want to move to the autonomous to teaching to research to MERU. See, this is what you see that. So this is the restructuring of the educational institutions. The professional education. Regarding the integration of professional education with the general education, the policy aims to take a holistic approach to the preparation professionals by ensuring broad-based competencies, understanding of the social human context, a strong ethical compass in addition to highest quality professional capacities. So now what is the importance of the multidisciplinary means? They want to introduce the holistic approach. So that is the basic aim of the education system. The holistic approach is there. I think right now we see that how many of us happy with our lifestyle. So that is what missing, lack of the holistic approach in education system. So with the holistic approach, then definitely they can focus on career and life balancing. So that could be more important in the coming generation. A technical education will also aim to be offered within multidisciplinary education institutions by 2030. You see, this is the target to every institution who are running single domain or single stream educational programs. They have to be moved to the multidisciplinary system. Otherwise, they could not get a permission from the government. So that is what aim of the NGP 2020. And collaborations with industry and higher education institutions to drive innovation and research in these fields. And also I have gone through the document. When I gone through the document, in the document, I found the information relevant to the general degree programs, but not a professional degree programs. At the end, they have mentioned one point, this kind of pattern or this kind of process you can apply even for the professional degree programs also. So that is what the statement I have considered. With that statement, I'm going to propose structure and duration of the professional degree in higher education. The professional courses, you see that the bachelor degree program, the duration of the undergraduate degree will be 4 years or 5 years. That is your wish according to NGP 2020. And also one added advantage in the NGP 2020. What is that added advantage is multiple entry exit option is there. So as of in the present education system, this facility is not available. Suppose the learner want to leave from the organization, they will not get even certificate also. They will get one remark, what is that? Say maybe with what a dropout or maybe cancel the admission. So that is not the right process. So that according to NGP 2020, suppose student want to wish to exit after first year, he will be going to get a certificate. Or if you want to wish to exit after second year, if he has the sufficient number of or required number of credits, with respect to that number of credits, he may be going to get a diploma certificate. Such a facility is there in the current in the NGP 2020. I feel this is very good option to the learner. Okay, appropriate certification will be considered within this period. And 5 years multidisciplinary bachelor degree program can also lead to a degree with advanced internship and research. And one more advantage is there in the NGP 2020. Suppose the student want to get a bachelor degree in science or engineering, that option also is there. You see that in the first year, you may get the certificate. In the second year, you may get a diploma. In the third year, you may get a BSc in mathematics, physics, chemistry, or BSc, any degree. Suppose if you continue one more year, you can get the bachelor degree in engineering. Like that system is a very good added advantage to the learner. Master degree programs. Higher education institutions will have flexibility to offer different designs of master degrees. So there is a flexibility to every institution. They can design as per their available facilities. So that choice is there according to NGP 2020. 2 years master degree program or 1 year master degree program. That is what their wish as for availability of the strengths and here you see that I'm giving few examples of professional degree courses. So existing system you see that 4x2 is there. Maybe in some of the institutions integrated programs also there and dual degree programs also there. Here I'm showing only sample structure. So this is what the existing system. And according to NGP 2020, you see that BTech, MTech, you can go for the either existing system or you can go for the, this is the combination 5+1 or 4+1. You see that 5 years bachelor degree, 1 year master degree, or 4 years bachelor degree, 1 year master degree. How it could be possible within 5 years means I'll explain. What is this? You see that 1 star. You see that in this case, first year PG program can be completed during third and fourth year UG program, the saving 1 year of PG duration. So you see that when he is in third year and fourth year, he can fulfill the requirements of the PG program regarding the first year courses he can complete. So that is one encouragement for the advanced learners. As per the NBA and NAC, we are differentiating the two categories of the students, slow learners and advanced learners. Where is the encouragement for the advanced learners? This is the one of the opportunity for the advanced learners. If they are very strong in education, then they can complete within 5 years their bachelor degree and master degree also. Or they can go for the 5+1 or 4-1, 5-1, like you see that. What are the courses I have mentioned here? Next, a professional course. I have told you one important parameter, that is what multiple entry, multiple exit option is there. You see that students suppose enter into the first year, and after first year, if he has a required sufficient number of credits, if you want to wish to, he can exit. Once if you exit, the institute has to be issued the certificate. After some time, again he can come back and take admission in the second year if he has a sufficient number of credits in the first year. Okay. Then again you see that if you want to wish to exit, he can exit after second year. He'll get a what kind of degree? Diploma. And again he can take admission in the third year. Once if he complete the third year, if you want to wish to exit, he can get a advanced diploma or BSc science or BBS or whatever the nomenclature. That is what you decide as per your available resources. And every institution has the autonomous status. When they have autonomous status, they can define their own nomenclature. That is what the flexibility is available in the NGP 2020. But this is one of the challenging tasks to all the faculty members, how to frame the curriculum. Okay. Once if he, again, if you want to come back, he can take admission in the fourth year. Once he take admission fourth year, after fourth year, he may get a 4 years bachelor degree. Okay. Or maybe fifth year also. This is the process of the, according to the NGP 2020. The process is similar even for the master degree also, even in the master degree also. After first year or after second year, if you want to wish to, you can exit. So this is what combination, 5 years integrated UG or PG degree program. Engineering branches, the flexible curriculum and creative combinations of disciplines. So curriculum is very much important. We want to introduce the flexible curriculum and creative combinations. Why creative combinations means? Suppose student want to get a degree after 3rd years, BSc Science, or after 4 years, BTech in so-and-so discipline, or after 5 years, integrated degree. So that I want to maintain the creative combinations of disciplines also. That is what the multidisciplinary system. The first year course shall be common to all engineering programs. Why do I want to make it common to all engineering programs? Means, suppose the student want to wish to exit after first year, the institute must issue the certificate. On what basis they have to issue the certificate? By that certificate, the student want to able to survive in the society. So in that case, what I want to do, I want to introduce skill-based courses in first year, like a carpentry, or maybe electrical work, or maybe workshop, or hardware repairs, etc. Such a courses, if I can introduce in the first year, with that certificate, he can survive in this society, in the surrounding of his native place, or maybe his maybe study place. Okay. In the second year, you see that the second year subjects or courses shall be corresponding to the respective program. So why should I concentrate on the respective programming? After second year, we want to issue the diploma certificate. So that in that case, what I need to do, I want to be consider the respective program courses. And the third and fourth year, you see that subjects can be combination of the respective programs in addition to specialized courses, and encourage student choice. So few courses, you see that. Why should I encourage few courses? Means advanced learner has the opportunity, if they want, they can complete the 1 year master degree program in the 5th to 8th semester, so that we must give a choice to the student. That is one of the advantage to the advanced learner. In the present education system, no encouragement for the advanced learner. Just we are recommending go for the NPTEL course, or maybe hackathon, or any other things, but no additional degree. So this is one of the best opportunity to the advanced learner. The orientation programs, you see that in the coming generation, I think you can see the degree nomenclatures: computer science and engineering, computer science and engineering, or within bracket artificial intelligence, or within bracket data science, or individual emerging area. You see that Internet of Things also, you may be going to see this kind of nomenclatures in the coming years. Even in the electronics and communication engineering branch also, electronics and communication engineering, even they also can go for the Internet of Things, or they can establish a separate or as a individual department also. So this is what the encouragement is giving by the AICTE at present. Once you go through the AICTE handbook approval process, in that you can find how to define the nomenclature of the courses. Higher education. All higher education institutions except legal and medical colleges to be governed by a single regulatory. Which is the single regulatory is what Higher Education Commission of India. It is having the rights to define rules and regulations of any body. So that is what single regulatory system. In the coming years, the AICTE or NB or NAC may not be going to get any regulatory role. So they have to be work under the direction of the Higher Education Commission of India. The common entrance exams to be held for admission to universities and higher education institutions according to NGP 2020, they will be going to conduct the common entrance examination. Once the examination is a common, they may take a study in the private or government, the degree definitely it will be equal. So now you see that this is what the differentiation is there. Every institute have their own entrance examination. And once I complete the degree in private, and again once if I apply for the job to the government university, they may be creating certain doubts. With that doubts, I'm not happy as a graduate holder. So this is what have in the present education system that could be demolished, and they will be going to introduce a common system in entire education system. Next point is National Repository of Educational Data. You see, according to NGP 2020, they are going to maintain the information regarding teachers, institutions, students in a digital form. Once the information is available in a digital form, if I have a doubt whether the institution is fake or not, I can go to that respective domain. In that, I can easily to decide whether it's the institute is a fake or genuine institute, or maybe teacher, or maybe students. You see that. You see now in my university also, where we are having a lot of issues like whether teacher is fake or not. These are the issues are going on from last 20, 30 days. That could be, I think, not able to take a decision. Once if I keep the information in the National Repository system, then that information will be passed on to the respective university. Once we pass on the university information to the respective university, they will respond whether the teacher is fake or not. So that is one of the added advantage with the National Repository of Educational Data. And the next point is international mobility system. The student is going to get an opportunity to study half of the period in India and remaining period they can study in US with the Ngp 2020. So there is a credit transfer system from one institute to another institute. In the present education system, this facility is not having. Which facility? Credit transfer system from one institute to another institute. Okay, with certain conditions, they may be having a choice to move from one institute to another institute within the same entity only with certain conditions. But according to Ngp 2020, they can move from any institute to other institute. That flexibility is there in the new education system. Research or teaching collaborations and faculty-student exchange with high-quality foreign institutions will be facilitated. And also you see that one more opportunity is there for foreign universities. They can come and establish in our country. So that is what one of the major challenging tasks to all of us. We want to be going to play the key role for making as the best institute in India where we are working. So that the foreign universities are threat for our universities. So that this is also we want to keep in our mind. And also our India has the opportunity. Our Indians also can go and establish universities in other countries. That is one of the added advantage to the Indian entrepreneurs, okay, or educationists. The role of teachers in the new paradigm, online and digital education. Already you see that in the last 2 years we are observing we are in the online education and digital education also. You see that in the digital education already IIT Chennai has introduced one program that is called BSc Data Science. So these are the dates you see that. Then how do we sustain as a teacher? So this is what we want to keep in mind. So I have to be perfect in online education. I have to be perfect in the recording lectures, and I have to be work as a mentor. I have to be work as a product engineer. Like I have to be do it. Otherwise, it is a major challenging to every faculty. Otherwise, it could be very difficult to sustain in this society without moving one to another. And the government of India has taken decision. What is that? A dedicated unit will be created in the MOE for the purpose of digitalization. Already Swime and Beetle is there, Patashala is there, like many more units they are going to create for establishment of the information regarding the lectures, any other activity. So once it will be come out, then what is the role of teacher? The teacher has to be think, what is my role? The teacher must be act as a coach, act as a mentor, not as a teacher, because of the source of the information is available in everywhere. When I have information in everywhere, why should I follow your lecture only? So if I understand one particular concept, in that concept, if I approach you, you need to guide to me. So that kind of skill set is very much important in the coming generation. And also we want to introduce the culture in the education system, like Indian knowledge systems, languages, culture, and values also. And one more point I would like to say, what about that our nation is depends on the today teachers only. So that teachers truly shape the future of our nation, our children, and therefore the future of our nation. In the present education system, in the traditional education system, you see that how we are framing the curriculum, So just we are taking the curriculum from X college. That is what we are looking. We are just little modification doing, and finally extracting the educational objectives and developing the assessment mechanism. This is the process going on, but this is not the right process. This is also one of the weak for the, what about you see that what we are having the right now situation, pandemic situation. So the pandemic situation issues also you must be considered in the curriculum. Once if I consider, then such issues we can avoid it. Such issues we can minimize also. How can we consider? That is what I'll be going to share with you. You see that we should start with the health needs of society. How can I collect these health needs of society? I want to organize brainstorming sessions. I want to organize any online meetings. I want to interact with stakeholders, external stakeholders, internal stakeholders. By interacting all these stakeholders, I want to collect the health needs of society. That is what I want to consider as a prime in the curriculum. With the help of this, what I need to do, I have to develop the competencies and outcomes. I want to develop the competencies and outcomes. Competence is a very general statement. Outcome is a specific statement. So these are the things I have to define it. Once if I define competencies and outcomes, then I have to go for the designing a curriculum and designing of assessment. You see what is the difference with the present education system? Is that this is the model we have. But according to Ngp system, This is the model we want to follow. So how can I follow? You see that what is the difference here? You see, health needs of society. Based on the needs of society, I have to be develop the curriculum. And coming to the point of differentiation between the traditional education and performance-based learning system. NGP 2020 is performance-based learning or competency-based learning, I can say. All of us have a little experience with outcome-based education. NGP 2020 is also more or less similar to the outcome-based education, so that we will not worry about the NGP 2020. We have a experience in the outcome-based education. You see, as per the traditional and performance-based learning education system, learning happens in classroom only. You see, in the present education system, we teach in the class, and then we are conducting the examination and giving the mark list. So this is what is going on in the present education system. But according to NGP 2020, what we required, wherever they want, they can learn. Whenever they want, they can learn. Such a facility we want to create. How can I create such a facility? In that case, what I need to do? I want to record my lectures. I want to keep in open mode. And whenever, wherever they want, they can listen. Such a facility we want to create according to NGP 2020. Let us see, in the traditional education system, will be focused on knowledge and disciplinary skills at the starting point of the curriculum. You see that. So we are focusing much on knowledge and disciplinary skills. But this is not the right process for the framing of the curriculum. What we need to do, I have to be observed in surrounding of my places. What are the issues are there? What are the situations are there? I have to be consider the practical situations and realistic. That is what the information I have to be considered for framing of the curriculum. If I consider such issues, I think this kind of problems we can minimize it. What kind of problems? COVID-19 issues. Okay. Next, movement based on time. You see, in the present education system, we are calculating how many hours are required for the so-and-so course. With respect to the number of hours, we are deciding that course is completed. But according to NGP 2020 or performance-based learning, movement based on performance, whether it's performed very well or not in the present. If it's performed very well, then we have to be moved. Otherwise, what should I do? What is the use of that education? Even if he could not perform very well, if I promote him, then what is the use of that? So this is what the system we want to be introduced. Next, you see, in the traditional education system, driven by textbooks only. So always we are focusing in and around of the textbooks. That's not the correct process also. You see that driven by needs of learners. I must respect the learner. I must respect the teacher also. So we want to focus on the needs of learners, needs of the society, needs of the people. That is what we want to consider in our teaching community. Control by teacher. You see that everything is controlling by teacher in the traditional education system. Okay, he is to teach in the classroom, and that is what he maybe understanding by the student. Once he will be going for the examination, just he will be applying the rote learning. So that is not the right process. So that teacher as a coach. According to NGP 2020, the teacher should act as a coach or a mentor, as a leader for the group of students. So such an environment we want to create according to NGP 2020. The next point is, in a traditional education system, focus on learning basic skills in a different subject areas. You see, we are focusing much on the subject areas than the general education. So what we need to do, according to NGP 2020, focus on creative, critical thinking and problem solving across the content areas. I've shared you beautiful examples when we were discussing about a creative critical thinking. So this is what the environment we want to create in education system according to NGP 2020. As per the traditional education system, teacher is the only judge of quality student work. You see, teacher is the only judge of quality student work. He is conducting internal examination, evaluating external examination, evaluating project work. Everything is doing by the teacher only. But according to the NGP 2020, self-evaluation, peers groups, teachers, administrators, and other stakeholders judge the student work. So this kind of environment we want to create in the education system according to the NGP 2020. And as for the, you see that traditional education system, we are preparing the learners or students for industry jobs only. We are focusing much on the employability skills, only employability or industrial jobs. But that is not the right process. You see that what we need to do, we want to prepare the learners for 21st century jobs. 21st century jobs means creative thinking, critical thinking, collaboration, communication. All these are possible by following what have been shared with you, key principles of NGP 2020. Separate disciplines. As of now, we have a separate discipline program, but this has to be transformed into the multidisciplinary system. Okay. Next, a separate skills in the current education system. We are adapting the separate skills, but this is not the right process. What we need to do, we want to do what general skills integrated in the entire curriculum. So this is the basic difference between the traditional education system and NGP 2020 or performance-based learning system. I'm going to share a few changes in the school education system. The transforming curricular and pedagogical structure, you see that in the present school education 10+2 structure, this 10+2 replacing by 5+3+3+4 structure. What it mean by first 5? You see that I think already government of Andhra Pradesh initiated this is what the structure in the Andhra Pradesh. Okay, foundation stage, preparatory stage, middle stage, secondary stage. What is meant by foundation stage? You see multi-level play activity based learning. That is what Anganwadi, preschool, Balavatika, etc. You see the first 3 years. Next 2 years is what you see that maybe multi-level play activity. The next 3 years is preparatory stage, activity based on interactive classroom learning. Next 3 years is middle stage, experiential learning in the science, mathematics, social sciences, humanities. Next 4 years means 9th standard, 10th standard, 11th standard, 12th standard is secondary stage, multidisciplinary study, greater critical thinking, flexibility, and student choice of subjects also. Here, we want to give the student choice. If you want to go, you can go for the arts. If you want to go, you want to go for the science or biology. Like such a multi-direction facility, we want to give it to the student. So this is what the added advantage to the learner in the school section. The school section is 5+3+3+4. According to the NGP 2020, in the school section, the board exams to be based on knowledge and application. They will be focused much on the application oriented and knowledge. I have given 3 possible examples for one mathematical equation, that is what y is equal to mx plus c, where I can apply. Like that, we want to teach in the classroom. Okay. Home language, mother tongue, or regional language to be medium of instruction up to class 5. You see that. So this is very much important, as according to the NGP 2020, every state is responsible to introduce the education system up to class 5, what in their respective language, means home language, mother tongue, regional language. I heard this is what the commenting by several people, but I also supporting to this regional language education system. Why I'm supporting to the regional language education system is, you see that according to the government of India, what is the gross enrollment ratio for the higher education is 26 point something only. What is the remaining is around 74% of people are not going for the higher education. If not, they are not going for the higher education, where they have to be survived in their local area only. When they want to survive in their local area, how they can survive with the national level language? So that what we need to do, we must encourage the regional language up to 5th standard. If they maybe not be continuing the education up to higher education with what the skill they have, what language they have, with that language they can survive in the nearest villages. So that we must encourage the regional language, mother tongue, home language also. The school curriculum to be reduced to core concepts. You see that as of now, the curriculum is very heavy. So that is what we want to think. We want to be reduce it. What is the use of the content-based curriculum? No need of the content-based curriculum. Skill-based curriculum is required. So as per the NGP 2020, the integration of vocational education from class 6 only. So what the NGP 2020 is suggesting, they have to, every school education or school administrator has to introduce the vocational education from class 6. What is the need of the vocational education means? Vocational education is nothing but carpentry work or electrical work or metal work or gardening work or copy work or any construction work, small works. So they can introduce this is the education from the class 6. Suppose the student want to withdraw the education after 8th standard, with that skill set, he can survive in the nearest places or in the surrounding places. So that is the added advantage, which is the vocational education. from class 6. If this is not there, you say that the student, maybe not continuing the education after 10th standard, then again he has to be learn the skill for the survival of his life. You see that using the power of language for integration and for understanding of Indian culture and values in the intended objective. And also one more drawback is that if I could not introduce the up to class 6 or class 5 in the regional language, what is the disadvantage? If they want to marry after some time, then what? They may not be get only such a language people only confined. So that is another issue also there. So that could be more problems are there. With respect to that, what we need to do, we want to encourage the education in a regional language at least up to class 5. In grades 6 to 8, focus is on vocational studies in school level, which includes carpentry, electric work, metal work, gardening, pottery making, etc., as decided by states and local communities. So this is what I found. Now we are moving to the question and answer session. Please, if you know the answer, you can send through chat box. You see, the Ministry of Human Resources Development renamed as. So this is very much important to remember, please, all of us. The Ministry of Human Resource Development renamed as Ministry of Human Development, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Human Rights, Ministry of Human Capital. Which is the right answer, please? You can send it through chat box. The right answer is Ministry of Education. Ministry of Education. The next question is the vocational education will starts from according to Ngp 2020, the class 5, class 8, class 6, class 7. You see that as per according to Ngp 2020, the answer is the C, class 6 only. The next, which is the responsible for creating research culture in India according to Ngp 2020. Dash will be created as an apex body for fostering a strong research culture, building research capacity across higher education as per Ngp 2020, which is the foundation is responsible for the research culture. National Commission Foundation, Higher Commission Education, National Research Foundation, none of the above. So is that
National Research Foundation.
National Research Foundation is responsible for creating of research culture in India according to Ngp 2020. The right answer is C.
C. Yes.
Next, according to Ngp 2020, aims to increase the gross enrollment ratio in higher education from 26.3 to 50% by which year? This is the target is there for the Ministry of Education. What is the target? They want to improve the enrollment ratio from 26 to 50% by which year? By the year of 2035. By the year of 2035. The next question is, according to Ngp 2020, the current 10+2 system to be replaced by new curricular structure. What is the new curricular structure? 10+2 is replaced by 5+3+3+4 structure. Answer is B. Answer is B.
C. B.
Next, the Ngp 2020 replaces the which policy? And National Education Policy 1986, National Policy on Education 1986, both A and B or none. Which is the right answer, please? Ngp 2020 replaces the National Policy on Education 1986. This is the right answer. The next question is, affiliation of the colleges is to be phased out in how many years? This is the target of the Ngp 2020. How it will be work? That is what we want to see. We want to wait for some more years. The 15 years. We want to remove the affiliation system. How it will be? What we want to see in democratic country. Now, according to Ngp 2020 textbook, will be published only in English at national level to bring unified system in India. Okay, to bring unified system in India. Whether we want to publish books in English or any other regional language. You see that there is an option. You can publish a book in English or in identified regional languages also. So that the statement is true or false or partially true or partially false. The answer is B. Okay, no restriction.
Partially true. B or B.
Next, You see that another one?
Private education governed by common norms.
Yeah, excellent answer, please.
Yeah.
And private education institutions will be governed by common set of norms or different set of norms,
common norms.
not determined or none.
Common norms.
Yes, common set of norms. Okay, common set of norms. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So thank you very much to all of you for giving an opportunity to share my experience, my knowledge, and for your patience, for your listening. Thank you very much. We are very lucky. We are very lucky. Why we are very lucky means this is the great opportunity to contribute to the successful implementation of the NDA-20. I feel proud to share. Myself is a very lucky person. I'm going to head into NDA-2020.
Thank you, Professor Raju, for your excellent, very exhaustive exposition of futuristic education system. But however, I see that all coming out as employment seekers, not employment givers, because there is no stress on innovation, no stress on skill development, no stress on entrepreneurship. Because in Western countries, this is ingrained in the culture of Western countries, whereas we have to cultivate now. Cultivate the entrepreneurship, cultivate the skill development. Then only people will come out as job givers, not job seekers. That is my observation. Thank you very much.
Oh, very good.
Thank you very much for your observation.
Thank you, Professor Vishwanatharao garu, for your
Narasimharao, P. Narasimharao, scientist from DRDO. Raju garu.
Sir, please, sir.
Hello, Raju garu.
Very good to listen to your
CBCS
comprehensive lecture on national education policy, which again is very comprehensive. But I have two questions for you, sir.
Yeah, please, sir. Please, sir.
The first one is, at the end of the day, a learner will become a very good professional in the society, no doubt, with this education policy. But does it have any curriculum for grooming the learner, grooming and enhancing the moral, behavioral, and social skills of the learner, so that he can become a good citizen of India? And another question is this policy? With this policy, is this education is going to become accessible and affordable to all societies of India without any bank loans, education loans, or scholarships? Two questions.
Yeah.
Sir, that is what the government has taken initiation, sir. They are trying to encouraging by giving scholarship or maybe internship, or maybe you see that when they are introducing the vocational education in 6th, 7th standard, with that knowledge also, while studying, they can earn something for their maybe survival. This is one added advantage, sir, please.
So what about the moral values, behavioral values to be added? Because student is becoming more mechanical. That is what I found from this policy. He may become professional, he may be earning, no doubt, but moral values, human values, that path, is it touching? Because already we are ignoring it.
Yes, sir. I agree with you, sir. That is what I have shared you one important key principle of NGP 2020, that is called the community participation. If that is there, strictly implementing, if that could be implemented in the education system, definitely it could be possible, sir. Community participation. That is what missing now. The accountability is there, but no actual process in the education system, please.
So some accountability is there for that also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree, sir. Please.
Very good lecture I had today. Thank you very much.
Raju garu.
Sir, please, sir. Sharma, sir.
Excuse me. See, I have a basic question. What is the proposed PTR in the new system?
Proposed?
PTR, people-teacher ratio.
People-teacher ratio, sir. That is not decided in the document, sir. I am worrying about that also, sir. Please.
And then what is the attraction for the teachers? Right now, I see that nobody is attracted to become a teacher.
Yes, sir.
So what is the attraction? No, there will be great demand for teachers in the new educational policy.
Yes, sir.
Unless you attract bright people into this education line. The requirements will not be met.
Yes, sir. One added advantage there, sir, in the NGP 2020 for attracting. You see that now if I want to work in engineering, I must get an MTech degree or PhD in computer science only, I will get eligibility to work in engineering. But according to the NGP 2020, there could be possibility of the changes of the norms to who are very much interested to work in a multidisciplinary education system. So this is added advantage to the teachers, sir, as per my knowledge, please.
Sir, I have one question, sir. I am Anupam Tiwari. My question is that if we are getting BTech engineers of 4 years,
yeah,
with this now NEP new, can we give them MTech in 1 year, 5 years? Can we do that?
Yes, it is possible.
Yes, sir, it's a possible, sir.
Possible.
But
Yes.
what is the requirement in during the 4 years? He has to fulfill the requirements of the first year PG program in third year and fourth year. Then he could able to get a chance to enter into the 1 year master degree program. Otherwise, master degree program.
So that means the 4 years degree colleges course to be amended first.
Yes, sir.
But that is not happening in all the universities.
Yes, sir. But now future everybody has to be focused. Otherwise, they would not able to attract the learners.
Sir, actually, it's not really a question, rather a request. Since we are talking on IET platform, a professional education society like IET, we used to have diplomas, degree, and postgraduate courses for our working professionals. The recognition of which was withdrawn by MHRD with effect from May 2013. With the new education policy, how best we think we should, in what way we can represent ourselves and how best we can get back our recognitions? Or do you think that still we have a relevance in giving the degrees to the professionals? If online answer cannot be given, you would like to even interact with you offline. Some of our GC members like Rajendran Prasad or Professor Reddy or Ganeshwar ji can also interact with you. The very issue is that we would like to get back our recognition in the changed scenario. How best we can represent ourselves and get the recognition back. This is the thing, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Definitely, sir. I'll communicate, sir, who are representative. I'll also work out for that, sir. Thank you very much.
Sir, anybody any question? Or I think it's a long time that he has been speaking, sir. If any short question, we'll go it, sir. Otherwise, we'll wind up and go for vote of thanks, sir. Please.
Oh, I have one question. Under the new policy, CBC system is introduced, choice-based credit system, so the students can take more subjects and they can complete their undergraduate program within 4 years. CBC system, as pointed out by a speaker, that in 5 years he can complete MTech also, because under CBC he can register for more number of courses, and during summer vacation also he can register. Even the MOOC courses and NAPTEL course also will be given credit that will be equivalent to a subject that is being taught in the college. So you can complete this BTech within 3.5 years and you can go for MTech. Yes.
Yeah, I agree with you,
provision is there. Yes.
I agree with you, sir. That is also possible.
Yes. Another thing is, the best example is BITS Pilani has already started a campus in Dubai, because there is one thing, the BITS have taken the lead under this policy. They have already started a campus in Dubai.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Manipal University is also, I think,
Manipal University also is trying.
2020, sir.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Raju sir, if I give you the syllabus of 4 years and 2 years, can you reduce it into 5 years?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that can be done.
Yes. If I give you the syllabus of BTech 4 years and 2 years, what we do in training, so can you reduce it to 5 years? This is my question.
Reduce to 5 years or increase to 5 years?
No, 4 years BTech and 2 years of our training. So I want to reduce it to 5 years. That means I want to save 1 year and give MTech in 5 years. That is my question.
Yeah, no, there are some institutions which are offering both BTech and MTech degree in 5 years. integrated program.
No, that is, sir, if you are, but that if you
Yes.
have taken admission in integrated course, but I am not talking about that. I'm talking
Here
about 4
also
years.
during summer vacation, you can take the MOOC courses or NAPTOL courses. The credit will be transferred to undergraduate program, and you can complete within 4 years, and you can register for MTech. The provision is there.
Sir, my
Under the new policy. Yes.
according to NGP 2020, the period
Yes.
is not important. The number of credits are very much
Yes.
important.
Credits you should complete.
Yes, sir.
Undergraduate
Yes.
credits. Then whatever time is left, you can register for postgraduate courses. But only difficulty is it should be available in that particular institutions, or other institution must be prepared to take him. There is a difficulty now that is not being spelled out properly in the regulations. Whether he can move, if he completes his BTech in 3.5 years, let us say, whether he can move up, one semester, can he move to other institution? Those things are not clearly spelled out in the regulations. That's the problem.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, I think it's time. I think we'll wind up, sir. It's almost like 2 hours.
Okay.
Okay. Sir, it's nice that, sir, we had lot of knowledge sharing sessions, sir. It's very static and dynamic, sir. But yours is more of practical in nature, sir. I think looking forward to 20 years. I think this is one of the subjects that I think probably we could also try to take up to various IET forums, sir. Through IET, I think we could reach to different colleges.
Okay.
Definitely, sir.
I think the is not a binding on us. I think we will take initiative, sir, to reach to different colleges. I think we also might probably take your help, sir. I think we also try to, involve you in IET occasions, sir, where I think probably would call the ISS and also try to make sure that this is percolated to various colleges, because I think this is the future of not only a student, sir, but also university, but also of colleges, and also as such a nation at large, sir. As you said, I think probably we are competing highly with American universities. I think India is, probably would be hub for worldwide students. As India started moving to America, I think various students from different parts of the globe could probably reach India, sir, because this could probably give you a very good education, a very disciplined students, and also better tomorrow. I think the various facets of NEP as still to be percolated to various colleges. I think I would definitely be taking your help, sir, and I think I should be very candidly, say thanks to you, sir, for such a great patience and even reaching beyond 1.5 hour slot. I think very few speakers had gone there, sir, to touch the 90-minute or 100-minute duration that has been given to them, sir. So, having said that, sir, I think it's also helpful for corporates and also government and physically various private organizations also, sir. I think I should thank you, sir, for having given such a lecture, sir. I should also thank Govardhan, sir, for having come forward, and he's also advisory committee member. As Lakshmana mentioning, we should take his help. He's our advisory committee member, sir. We'll definitely be taking his help, and also Vishwanathan Rajgar also helps, sir. It's also fortunate that he's also an IET member, sir. Vishwanathan Rajgar is also IET member, sir. I think we can also, at India level, also we could take his help, sir. As Ramesh Garu said, not only confined to Hyderabad and IET, but he can also take his help beyond that in formalizing a strategy to take back the what you call the sanctions imposed by ACT on IET. We could come out of it and also involve him for NEP with IET coming up with university. I should thank P.N. Rao Garu, Murthy Sharma Garu, Veerbhadra Rao Garu, the Lal Kishore Garu is also part of it, Harjinder Singh, P.N. Rao. Then we have A.P. Raju, Abdul Moiz, he's from Central University, K. Lakshmanan Garu and Murligar, as I said, they are the DFs. And also I should thank Sanjay Gulani with the G.S. Ramesh. He's the governing council member. I think has a very valuable question. I think very valid question as far as the IET is concerned, sir. Ranganathan Garu. Then we have Nalini Madam, Dr. B. Venkateshlu. I think P.S. Sharma Garu is one of the instrumental for IET. I think he also posed a couple of questions. I think it's a wonderful session, sir. Broadly speaking, something really good is coming for India, sir, through NEP. I thank one and all participants here. And I should thank Vishwanath Garu, such an excellent subject. I think we need to percolate this to the various forums of IET, sir. And I think probably again we'll meet next week, same time with a new subject. I think we have taken little drips, sir. I think next time also we would probably go into a health-related issue. I think probably after we come back with more focused subjects of electronics. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful time, and please fill in your feedback forms. And that's it for today, and we'll meet the next week. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for giving an opportunity. I'm very, very happy to share my knowledge with you, eminent people, sir. You are looking all bigger than me. I'm really very happy. Thank you, sir.
Highly privileged, sir. We're all highly privileged, sir, to have your talk, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,